I'm Victoria Mulcahy. With our family, we milk 1,500 Holstein cows here at Ingham Pastoral in Kye Valley, Northern Victoria. Our A2 milk is sold to Kye Valley Dairy Group. We recently invested in a loose housing facility with compost bedded pack, which houses 900 of our highest producing cows. A bit of background about the facility. In 1998, we purchased this farm with a roofed concrete feed pad with a central feeding alley and flush system. In 2016, we opened the sides to have adjacent dry lot resting areas. We used that facility to feed PMR and grazed pasture for the whole herd, then transitioned to splitting the herd into production groups and different feeding systems. We then ceased grazing and went full TMR on our high production cows. While the facility certainly gave us more control over the herd's nutrition and reduced heat stress, we found it difficult to rest the cows properly, particularly after winter rain events and summer storms when it got very muddy, and the existing feed shed also limited cow numbers. So we decided to invest in a contained housing facility. What really motivated us to take the next step was the desire to keep the cows comfortable, happy and clean, with plenty of feed and water and space to rest. To continue to improve the herd's production, health and fertility, reduce labour and provide a better working environment for us and our farm team. We looked at many contained housing facilities in the US, as well as I completed a traineeship on a 5,000 cow freestall facility. All except one of these visits were freestalls. However, we opted for a loose housing facility with compost bedded pack because we thought it would be better on the cows and probably less labour than a freestall. It also gave us more flexibility if we decided to stop milking. We built the facility in 2021 with a total cost of $4.1 million. The facility is designed for 900 cows. It is 300 metres long, 55 metres wide, on a 1% slope for flood washing and orientated north-south. The structure is wide span with an open web truss portal frame, corrugated iron roof on an 18-degree pitch. It has 6 metre wide central concrete drive alley, a post and rail cow feeding barrier, 4.75 metre wide concrete cow feeding alleys, and a compost bedded pack which provides 13 square metres per cow on each side of the barn. We wanted to design the facility to maximise cow comfort and productivity, reduce labour so we didn't compromise on its size or its fit out. We were very conscious that for the facility to achieve our aims, we will need to design it to keep the top layer of the bedded pack below 15% moisture at all times. Some of the key design features and benefits are the roof support poles which run down each side of the central drive alley, rather than poles at the back of the cow alley or a wide span design with no internal support poles. This resulted in a $150,000 saving, approximately 12% of the total shed cost, a stronger feed rail, more headroom between the pack and the eaves for machinery, and lower risk of cows or machinery hitting the poles. The shed has water troughs with large shields on 3 sides so the water cannot splash or leak into the bedding. The facility also has no barriers between water troughs and the back of the cow alley, which allows for no cow congestion leading to wet bedding. We have 500ml deep compost bedded pack that doesn't get damp as easily as shallower pack. Automated energy efficient fans over the bedding, which is essential to maintain airflow and keep the cows comfortable in the hotter months. The size of the shed was designed for minimal yard time at milking, so 450 cow groups can be milked within an hour in our current dairy. Finally, we have 2.5 metre eave with a 300 by 300ml box gutter that stops 85% of rain coming in and wetting the bedding and can cope with 100ml of rainfall per hour. The facility has been operating over a year now and is working really well. One of the benefits of a loose housing facility over a freestall is that you don't have to train the cows, you can just let them in. The only teething problem we had commissioning the shed was getting the fans and lights working effectively. On the east side of the barn are our high producing cows, they're milked 3 times per day, and on the west side are the mid-lac herd being milked twice per day. We feed out once per day at 4 AM and use a robot to push up the feed every 2 hours. We love coming into the barn, walking the cows to the dairy, all clean, relaxed and full of milk. It takes about 10 minutes to walk the cows in. We then push the button to do the flood wash, then plough the bed to 300ml, which takes about another 10 minutes. Within an hour, the cows have returned to the shed, eating and resting again. Cows are producing well, averaging 4.4% fat, 3.5% protein, a somatic cell count sitting under 100 consistently. Fertility is improving and levels of lameness and mastitis have fallen. This system really does take the weather out of things. On hot days, the sprinklers and fans cool the cows, and it has been really nice to see the cows' behaviour on a 40-degree day, no different to any other day. In the old feed shed, the spring calvers tended to drop milk production quite quickly at the end of January, whereas in the new shed, still doing 42 litres, having peaked at 46. We expect with the new facility, cows' milk yields will increase overall 10 to 15%, provided we manage everything correctly and the bed is kept dry. In a contained housing system like this, the cows' feeding is consistent, their environment is more consistent, so their milk production is consistent day to day. We find it easier to manage than a grazing system in which the weather and feed is changing all the time. A facility like this is certainly costly to build, but we expect to recoup our capital investment within 4 years. We have commenced the earthworks on Shed 2 in December, which will be identical to the current barn, and plan to build 2 further sheds in the coming years. At this stage, they'll be very similar size and design, fitted with quieter fans. We have already ran power and water to the site and set up our effluent system for the 4 barns. We just have to do the earthworks and build the sheds and connect the utilities. If you are interested in possibly changing to a contained housing system, 3 points of suggestion would be: have a good look around at different sheds and management systems and work out which best suits you and your farm. Find out from your local planning authority whether there is any legitimate reasons why you may not be able to build your shed on your preferred site. And before proceeding further with your plans, talk to your neighbours and find out if they have any real concerns. Overall, the Loose Housing facility has been a fantastic investment for our farming business. I would encourage other farmers to look seriously into this system to take their production to the next level whilst maximising cow comfort.